The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 9th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're listening, if you're in our Tiger's Den, well, then any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day out here with a bit of a mixed bag. The mix goes like this. We've got the Dow trading up 59 points, S&P 13, 43 for the NASDAQ, 105 for the Russell. Where's the mix coming from, Stevie? It's coming from the transports down 56, the semis off 11, and the New York Stock Exchange off 15. NASDAQ Composite is up 84. Gold is trading out at 33.18. That's up a buck. It did find support at the bottom of its profile this morning. Silver also consolidating with inside its daily profile. It's printing out at 36.65. So I've got the ES Mini up on my screen. The ES Mini yesterday went ahead and completed its TD9 count top. Now, the key level of resistance here is going to, first there's a profile, and a profile resistance has held. It was tested this morning, 62.95. The other resistance level is going to be the high of the TD9 count pattern. That's at 63.3325. If we close above 63.3325, we're going to negate the weekly TD9 count top. We negate the daily TD9 count top, and the monthly does not have any kind of a, well, it does not have any kind of a, I have to put the continuous contract up here, so let's not talk about the monthly on this set of charts. I don't know exactly where we're at, but at this stage here, it doesn't look like there's any kind of topping signal. You'll see the 30-minute chart did form a TD9 count topping pattern this morning. That actually didn't complete until 11 o'clock. Bar number 8 was the high. That came in at 10 a.m. And you can see that prices pulled all the way back to a support level, a profile support level. That just formed at 11 o'clock, and that support level is at 62.81. Price also found support at 62.77. That's its breakout message. Let's go take a look at the other 30-minute time frame charts here, just so we can get a feel for what went on intraday. Maybe the tools that I share with you here, they're worthwhile for you to put into your toolbox as well. Here are the 30-minute time frame charts, especially if you're an intraday trader. Here you'll see the ES, the NQ, and the Russell 2000, each forming TD9 count tops earlier this morning. We've already taken a look at the ES Mini. We take a look at the NQ's TD9 count top completed on that bar following bar number 9 at 10 a.m. Prices pulled back and found support at the bottom of its new profile, that forming at 11 o'clock. That profile level to be watching there is 22,938.75. If we did see price close below that, we'd be looking to move to 22,890.50. That's its TD9 count breakout level. But at this stage here, support is held. The move lower for the 30-minute time frame may be over as we're at support for the NQ. We're at support for the ES Mini. As we take a look at the Russell 2000, it is also at support. What held for the Russell 2000 actually is the center of its bearish structured 30-minute profile. Remember, when you close above the top of the bearish structured profile for 2 consecutive sessions, which the Russell 2000 did, where counter trend moves to the downside end would be at the top or the center. It's usually the center. And so far that is held. That was tested. That was rejected. The center being 2245. 60 out there. The other area of support for the Russell 2000 for a 30-minute time frame is down at 2241.40. The Dow did not have a TD9 count pattern. Price is trading below its oscillator and change line. It is trading below profile support. The Dow could be moving back to the 44,437 level. That's its TD9 count breakout area. Let's go from the 30-minute time frame charts. I'm just going to close these out. We'll have about a probably 10, 15-second pause here, and then I'll get the daily equity future contracts up on our screen just to refresh exactly where we're at on a daily time frame. Those will be coming up right now. We've already really covered the ES Mini, so let's take a look at the NQ. In the case of the NQ, it needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm either a Rhodes momentum indicator top or to sell the D point top. Short of that, price wants to move higher. It especially wants to move higher if it can remain above the top of its profile, which it's trading above right now, and that's at 22,934.75. So that's the number to be watching at day's end. What happens if price closes below that? Just simply it's back inside its profile, that's all. And if it's back inside its profile, it's within inside that range, it could easily move back to 22,524. Doesn't need to necessarily have a topping pattern, but we do not have a topping pattern in the NQ for the daily time frame, for the weekly time frame, for the monthly time frame. That's different with regard to the NDX 100, the cash indice, or the Qs out there. If we look at the Dow equity future contract, completed its TD9 count top 2 days ago. Price just consolidated with inside its profile. It's got a buy zone between 43,975 and 44,376, and resistance is the TD9 count top at 45,177. Russell 2000, strong like bull, and that's got a TD9 count top, much like the Dow equity future contract, finding support at its oscillator and change line. Now it's got to take out resistance. That's Russell 2000, that is. The first level's at 2253.80. The second level is the actual TD9 count top, and that price point is at 2280. You close above that, you're off to the races. If we look at the bottom panels of the screens out here, they show us our cadence, they show us our dance steps of consecutive moves higher and lower. What we can see out here in the ES Mini, we did get 2 consecutive moves to the downside. That was as of yesterday. Don't know where today will end, but typically in this bull market, 2 bars to the downside have been the knee-jerk reaction lows. We only had a 1-bar move to the NQ to the downside. In the case of the Dow equity future contract, we had 2 bars. That was as of yesterday. So we, again, a knee-jerk reaction low may be forming as we speak. And inside the Russell 2000, kind of like the NQ, with regard to its cadence, strong like bull, only a 1-day pullback. Now, just take, while we got another minute here, let's just take a quick peek at the other intraday charts, see if there's any other signals out here worth noting. If we take a look at the NQ and how it's defending the highs, we can take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart. Now, the bar that's in place right now shows as a shooting star, but that doesn't mean that's what it's going to be when the candle session ends at 2 p.m. But we can see prior resistance up here, wave number 7 top that formed. That was at 115. 1315 on July the 3rd out there. Again, this is a 5-hour time frame chart that we are looking at. If we look at the 4-hour time frame chart, which has a TD9 count top, again under attack, that is held. That holding is would be negated with the close above 23,102.50 out there. We see another Rhodes momentum indicator top. So these highs are most certainly being defended. That's normal and that's natural, kind of like double tops, if you will. Nothing else that I see visually on those other intraday charts. So let's do this. We come back to the break. Let's start taking a look at requests. We've got a number of them, and of course, I would love many more. Steve at TFNN.com in that subject, any policeman radio show question, and Inside the Den. Any and every ping will do.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Before we get to the request out here, let's just take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. Its advanced decline oscillator. That is the difference between the 19 and 39 period exponential moving average of the advanced decline line. When it's above the zero threshold level, which it is, it provides buyers with an edge. Spot VIX index, when it trades below the 50-day exponential moving average, the 50-day is at 1949. That provides buyers with an edge out there. So buyers have the edge in this market based on those two indicators. Now, let's go and take a look at our first request out here. This came in yesterday late from Sat P, who would like to take a look at Kava. The question is buy, sell, or hold. Well, let me tell you what Kava is going to do today. It is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top. That pattern will complete tomorrow. What should unfold out here, Sat, is price should pull back towards its oscillator and change line, which is currently printed at 80.94. The top of its profile is 79.63. So that is where the likely retracement would take price to. It's not a guarantee that a retracement will happen. It doesn't mean that it will start today. It could, but more likely than not, well, I don't know whether it starts today or tomorrow. Likely tomorrow. It's only going to be day number 2 of consecutive moves to the upside, so probably will squeak in another day. And on the weekly time frame chart, prices trade above profile resistance. So just adds the idea that maybe that TD9 count top doesn't actually, will complete tomorrow no matter what, but maybe the high is really coming in tomorrow. Any close above 86.30 on a weekly basis would be a profile change in trend for the weekly time frame. Monthly is trading with inside a bullish structured profile, needs a monthly close above the 87.41 level. It needs 2 consecutive closes above that to suggest a run to 140.55. So you say buy, sell, or hold. Definitely not a buy. Could be a hold. Depends on what you write down to know what your original outcome was. Or it could be a sell, most certainly, if you're just in it for just a quick trade out there. Sat, you also wanted to take a look at Adobe. ADBE is its ticker symbol. So let's go take a look at its set of charts out here. And on a daily time frame, I think you were also, in this case here, you were looking for a buy point. Well, so I don't have a daily bottom. However, it could have bottomed. Stevie, you're confusing the holy heck out of me. Let me unconfuse you. 375.05 is a TD9 count breakout level. When price gets back to a breakout level, which it did test that breakout level on the trading day of June 20th. It did it again on June 24th. It did it again on July 2nd. As you can see, fourth time, is that the charm? Is it going to bust through that level? So it's an easy place for you to add some shares where we're trading right now at 376, knowing that a close below 375.05 is where you would go ahead and close out that position. So you got great reward risk out here. The risk is that price is struggling to clear that oscillator and change line, which is red. But the bottom pattern that you would have is just simply coming back to the breakout level of support. The weekly time frame is a consolidation with inside a profile. If price were to close below 371.50, by the way, that would be the next level of support, below 375.05. If price closes below that level, then we'd be looking at 344.14. And on a monthly time frame, we've just simply got a consolidation with inside its profiles out there. And it looks like I've got a buy the D point pattern. So let me just make sure that it actually completed that A to B equals CD move. We're just going to draw in the A to B point. I'm going to move that over. I mean, visually, it's certainly, yeah. So it formed a three-river Morningstar candle formation out there. And that says really a close below 318.60 would be not a good thing for Adobe. So you were looking for buy points out there. The best one I can give you right now is where we're trading at 375.05. So, Sat, thanks for waiting an extra day on that. Nitram wants to take a look at Oscar, OSCR. Don't worry. I can spell. I just can't read my spelling. But Oscar is what we're going to take a look at for Nitram inside the Tiger's Den. Nitram, we got Oscar trading below the bottom of its daily profile as well as its oscillator and change line. Likely to continue to move lower out there. As far as price targets, well, the price target is where price actually got to a couple of days ago, which was at the 1617 level. And 1617 is the weekly oscillator and change line. So that's the key that we've seen that hold of support. It's been tested, obviously, this week. If that level fails, then we're looking at a move back towards the buy zone on a weekly basis between 1363 and 1479. Monthly time frame is just a consolidation with inside its profile. So it's really about the weekly oscillator and change line that's going to give you your signal as to what its next intent is. And if that holds, and not that you've got a bottom in the daily, which you'd really like to see for him there, is some kind of new profile. So that's what's going on with Oscar Mayer out there. Just kidding you. It's OSCR is the ticker symbol. We're going to go take the Hang Seng. This is for GTE. And where'd Stevie put that? Right here. The Hang Seng. Let's get these charts open. I don't have really much here. I don't have a daily topping pattern or anything along those lines, just kind of a sideways-ish consolidation. The price is trading below its green oscillator and change line, losses momentum. Same is true for the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart formed a TD9 count top, and this would really be for SAT-P, only SAT-P. Everybody else close their ears. Sat, see how on the weekly basis the Hang Seng got back to its breakout level? There was no bottom pattern there, but it turns out that getting back to a breakout level can be a pattern. And that was at 19,764. It's since rallied. We're trading inside its swing point, and as long as price remains inside that swing point, that means above the price level of 23,577.78. Odds favor it makes a run for that high from back in March out there. The monthly time frame, as we take a look at it, did it negate its TD9 count? It doesn't have a TD9 count top. It's got no top. So the monthly is good on the Hang Seng. Says it wants to continue to move higher. The daily, I don't know. It's just kind of don't really know what it's doing out there. And the weekly, you got to just get above that oscillator and change line. You're off to its highs out there. So that's the Hang Seng. Hope that helps you out. GTE. LB, Lee writes in, wants to take a look at EQX. EQX is something that he's looking for an entry point on. Now, where did Stevie leave off? Is it right here? Oh, you got to love it when it works out. EQX, straight down to 596. It did form. Yeah, we're not going to go there. So I don't see a daily bottoming pattern. However, hold your breath, Stevie. What price did do is it got back to its breakout low at 564. That held as support on April, in the April lows, 47 out there, and it also held as support back here on June 27th. So price found support at 564. So one thing that you know, LB, is 564 is a key level of support, may also be an entry point. What's transpired since then, since prices rallied, has run right up. This did this yesterday, ran right up into the bottom of its daily profile, 611. So resistance is also held. So now you're trading in that range between support and resistance out there. You're looking for an entry point that would be closer to the support level. Weekly time frame, not really helping us out, just a consolidation with inside its profile. 548, by the way, is the bottom of its profile. That, too, could be an entry point out there. We had 548, 564 from the daily and 545 from the monthly. Not that it's a bottoming pattern, just that it's the bottom of its buy zone. So, LB, that's what we've got for EQX. Thanks so much for writing in. And have a wonderful Wednesday. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at TERN. Let's put that up on our screen. TERN is having a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a pretty darn good month out there. And we just began the month of July. Sort of. It's July 9th. On a daily time frame, the only signal I see out here is a wave number 7 signal. That needs a lower high to confirm a top. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Short of that, price should rally. Rally to where? Towards 598. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Our next request is to take a look at ticker symbol LCID. This is for Duncan Steve. LCID, it formed yesterday. It formed a by the D point bottom pattern when it formed that bull sash candle. It also is forming today a profile change in trend. A close above 223 out there will accomplish that task, and that will then suggest in a daily time frame that its intent is to target its TD9 count breakdown level. That's at 277. The weekly time frame had a TD9 count bottom pattern that formed way back in November. Their volume on that was 446 million shares. Back in March, it moved lower with 545 million shares, suggesting that level would be tested. And it was tested last week with 650 million shares. So 650 was testing 446. I don't know that it's really out of the woods here. The only way this gets out of the woods, two things. One, it's got to close above the center of its weekly profile. Right now, that's where counter trend moves come to an end at 238. If you get two consecutive closes above that, then we're likely on our way up to higher price. And that could be 348. Certainly, the prior swing point would be a next target, though, and that's up at the $3 even Steven level. So the daily looks pretty good out there. The weekly is the one right now. That's the little booger, and that little booger goes away if you get above 238, close above 238. That is. So that's what I see when we take a look at LCID. You also wanted to take a look at QS out there. So let's go see what's going on with this instrument. It is trading out right now at $8.26. I do not see any kind of a daily topping pattern. Price is above profile and its oscillator and change line resistance level. It's in breakout mode on the daily time frame. Turns out it's in breakout mode on the weekly time frame without any kind of a topping pattern. And on the monthly chart, it's also in breakout mode. Not as breakout as the daily or weekly because its oscillator and change line is still red, but price is trading above the top of its monthly profile. Let me just confirm that for a fact. $5.99. Yep. So the monthly. So this wants to head higher. You're going to say head higher to where? That's a really good question. And if we pull this back, I'd have to do a bunch of work on this one. Let's see if the weekly gives me anything to target. There we go. So on a weekly time frame chart, price is trading into a swing point that formed on July 19th of 2024. And that had 119 million shares. So far, we're not halfway through the week, but we're at 123 million. Is moving into 119 million. Okay, so there we go. So QS is going to go target or should go target that 952 level. I'm not saying that's where it stops. It's just if it can close inside that swing point, it's got the volume. It should go at least target the top of that. So that's what we see when we take a look at QS. S&P wanted to take a look at Coinbase. COIN is the ticker symbol there. So let's get that up on our screen, see what Coin is doing. That would be, Stevie should have put it right here. There we go. So we take a Coinbase trade down to 365.57, closed above its monthly TD9 count breakdown level last month, trade above it. So monthly basis, this is bullish. Wants to head back to its highs out there. The highs I'm referring to are 429.54. The weekly time frame has got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. Short of that, price should continue to rally. Rally to where? Well, it's the daily TD9 count top that's your sticking point in Coinbase. That formed on the trading session of June the 26th out there, bar number 8. Price is trading inside that swing point. That had 27 million shares. So far for the day, we're up into it with 5 million shares. Yesterday was 9 million shares. So we're moving to that swing point with lighter volume, but it's in breakout mode. In other words, price is above its oscillator and change line and its bearish structured daily profile. So likely to continue to rally as long as price remains above that oscillator and change line. 359.39 is that number at this moment in time. So that's what we've got. We take a Coinbase. We had a request to take an ALLR from A2, I believe it is, inside the Tiger's Den. ALLR right now is consolidating with inside its daily profile. Holy cow. What is this thing? So I can't give you much when we take a look at the monthly or the weekly chart out here. So no clue as to what went on there. But on a daily time frame, I've got a TD9 count bottom. That goes ahead and forms on June 5th. Price then rallies up into its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That's at $1.07. Pulls back and is testing and is holding inside its support, but it's really testing this oscillator and change line. So you've got resistance at 107. You've got resistance at 103. You've got support at 85 and support at 70 cents out there. That's what I see when I take a ALLR. Hope that helps you out. S&P also wanted to take a look at ETHT out here. So ETHT is running right up into daily profile resistance as we speak right now, and that's at the price point of 43.45. We're at 43.29. It's got a nice little island bottom out here that was inside this breakout gap. That's kind of interesting. No other bottom signal. If I look at the weekly time frame, we have price that is trading above profile. So support's going to be 24.26, resistance 59.69. Monthly time frame, not enough time has passed to give us any kind of read on the chart there. So bring it on home, Stevie. Well, I would say S&P, if you can get price to close above the top of that daily profile at 43.45, and today's the first test of that level, you're off to the races to the upside. I'd say that upside is going to be either the 53.10 level or 59.69 area. 53.10 was the swing point high from back on June 11th, and 59.69 being the TD9 count breakdown resistance area. You also want to look at Galaxy. GLXY is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what GLXY is doing. It's printing out at $19.23. Not enough time has elapsed for me to give you any kind of read on a weekly or a monthly chart, and even daily is kind of suspect. But the daily did form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom out there. And right now, what price is doing is trading below profile support. If it closes the day below $9.39, it increased the odds of a move lower. Price is also testing the top of the swing point from June 23rd. 8.6 million shares traded hands that day. Today, we're at 1.6. So if you get a test and rejection, that means a close back above 1740 at day's end out there, because we've been down to a low of 1904. Sorry, 1904 is the number. Oh, we haven't gotten down there. We've only gotten down to 1907. What you need to see here, S&P, is you need to see price at least tick down, get the top of that swing point. So that says it needs to trade down to about 1903. That would be best. And then reject it by doing less than 8.6 million shares. That's likely. And again, close back above that 1904 level. That would be a test rejection of that swing point. Pay attention to the profile as well at 1939. That's what I've got for you on GLXY. We're going to a break here in a moment. I don't know if I got this set up, but we will almost certainly when I come back, and that's we're going to take a look at ticker symbol HOTH, which is traded out at $1.39 and has got resistance, which you ran into this morning at $1.44, the daily TD9 count breakdown level. We'll finish looking at HOTH and then the EEM when we get back from this break.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking your ticker symbol HOTH is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. So, Dan, this goes on to form a sell the D point top. It sells at does that on June the 5th out there. So it has a gigantic rally, ginormous rally on June the 4th. Gives back enough of those gains to create a dark cloud cover candle that forms a sell the D point top out there. What's transpired since then? Well, what's transpired since then is price pulled back, and it has remained above. It is now for day number 2 consecutively back above the top of its daily profile. No, I take that back. That's the center. It's a wide-ranging profile. Okay, we step back for a second. So you're trading with inside a profile that is actually kind of a bullish structured profile. Dan, it's got a buy zone between 93 cents and $1.21. When you close above the center of a bullish structured profile, you typically get up to the top of the profile, $1.69. What's in the way of that unfolding? Turns out it's a TD9 count breakdown resistance area at $1.44. So the nemesis right now is $1.44. You close above that, you head up towards $1.69. Above $1.69, you've got $1.78, and $1.78 is the center of its very wide weekly bullish structured profile. Holy shnikes! So what you'd be looking for there is a close above $1.78, 2 consecutive closes above that, and then HOTH, hot H, is telling you wants to run up to the 380 level. So right now, I'd be focused. I don't have a bottom pattern on the daily time frame, but at this stage here, watch $1.44 is the number to be paying attention to. So I hope that helps you out with regard to HOTH on the monthly chart. Not anything there for us to really try to figure out. I don't think. Let me just pull it back real quickly. Yeah, nothing really there for us to. So that's music to your ears. I'm speaking your language. Good. I like to speak. I'd like to improve my language speaking, and that means I'd like to see this close of $1.44 for you. Let's go take a look at the EEM, emerging markets. That's for GTE. Of course, we know that the emerging markets rallies is when the U.S. dollar index is moving lower out there. The weekly time frame completed a TD9 count top last week. That suggests that price should pull back towards its oscillator and change line. That number is 46.93. The daily time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top out there. I say it does. I question whether it does or not. The reason why I question even my own interpretation is because in the EEM, you're dealing with emerging markets. You're dealing with all kinds of other currencies out there. So the gaps that we have here on EEM are unusable. Period. End of story. So it's a Rhodes momentum indicator top because of the gap to the downside. I'll just simply go with prices consolidating with inside its daily profile, 47.92 to 48.41. We got enough of a top out there with regard to the weekly time frame, so that's what I would gauge all my analysis on. If we close above last week's high is 48.80. We're off to the races, which is really what the monthly time frame chart is communicating to us. The monthly time frame chart actually has an A to B equals CD pattern that would get you up into the 52-ish type area out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at the emerging markets out there. GTE. Marvin writes in, and Marvin wants to take a look at AVAV. So let's go take a look at AVAV. That is trading out at 230.60, which is basically the bottom of its daily profile. You're looking for a swing trade. Hey, speaking about swing trades, anybody watch that Dodgers-Milwaukee Brewers game last night? That was a great game. The first 7 innings, pretty good pitcher's duel out there. I didn't actually realize that the Brewers had such a good team. In any event, back to you want to take a swing trade out here, not a bottom. It's just getting back to support out here. And was there a top on the daily time frame for AVAV? I would be really stretched to put in an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's just say right now, no top that I see with price testing support. You're looking for a swing trade. You can do it now. The bottom of that daily profile is 236.42. If we close below, is that right? No. 230.42. 230.42. If we close below 230.42, you're out, because that could be signaling that price might pull back towards 200.97. That's its weekly oscillator and change line. Maybe it pulls back to 203.32. That's the monthly oscillator and change line out there. The monthly chart does have a wave number 7 topping pattern. Of course, that needs a higher low by month's end. Right now, we've got that signal. That's what could bring up the 203.33 level. So your swing trade is going to have to be based on just simply the daily time frame. You take it, you exit it if you close below profile support. Marvin, I hope that provided you with the information you were looking for. Nicholas wants to go back and take a look at the NQ out there. He's trading it intraday. He's just looking for any kind of signals that I might be able to share with him and with you. So let's go take a look at the NQ. It's the ES. Oh, we got to have the NQ up on our screen out here. So let's go see NQ-wise. Nicholas, I hope you were listening earlier. What I was mentioning is you take a look at the 5-hour chart, the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, 2-hour chart's going to populate here. You're going to see that price is struggling at its highs. So it's struggling at the highs. We know that, no matter what time frame it is that we look at. So now we're looking to take a look at what's going on. Is there any kind of support, any kind of bottom pattern? Well, if I go down to a 10-minute time frame chart out here, let me actually repopulate that, make sure it is fully populated. The only thing that I've got, it probably did have a sell the D point top out there, although maybe not. But price pulled back to its breakout level, 22,916. It's also got a new profile for the 10-minute time frame chart. New within the last 30 minutes, 22,938 is support, resistance 23,012. What's it likely to do from here? I like the 30-minute time frame chart for the NQ, because you got that TD9 count top, price getting back to support at 22,938 out there. So I would say as long as 22,938.75 holds, being long is fine. But we've got a choppy market out here. We've got a choppy market, and those highs have held. They've set up the highs again on the 240-minute time frame chart. We had a TD9 count top that formed at 13.15 on July the 3rd. And now we've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top that is forming, well, most likely to form by 2 o'clock. It has got a couple more hours, but right now you've got a dark cloud cover candle. So it's telling you about that resistance. So limited upside potential right now until the NQ takes that area out. So, Nicholas, I hope that helps you out with regard to the NQ. That's the best that I've got. We've got 7 that writes in who wants to take a look at ticker symbol UEC. Now, Stevie's going to get confused here. Where did he put that one? It ain't there. I think I do know where it was because we just really looked at AV. So, was it here? It is. So we take a UEC. UEC is printed out at 608. It's got a weekly TD9 count top with price right now getting back to profile support. That's old resistance, the top of the profile, at the price point of 604. That is now potentially new support. And below that, you have your oscillator and change line. So this is headed towards 599, which is the oscillator and change line, the top of its weekly profile. It's headed back to support. Will it hold? Don't know. If you look at the daily time frame, UEC is trading below daily profile support at $6.13 out there. If you close below that for 2 consecutive sessions, says I want lower price. That lower price will then be confirmed with a close below that weekly red oscillator and change line. And again, that's at the 599 level. That would then bring about 547, 490, or 466 out there. The monthly time frame chart is just found resistance at its oscillator and change line. So everything I'm looking at here for UEC 7 is suggesting lower price, but watch the weekly. You know, you're headed to, right now you're headed into a support level, but if you crack and close below 599, it says I want even lower price. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at OUST. This is for Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den. What do the charts tell us? You got a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that then took price right back to its buy zone. So it forms that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top June 27th. Price gets back to its buy zone, which is between 1982 and 2056 on July the 2nd. The now price is running a resistance, the top of its profile. The top of the profile is at the price point of 24.25. Also, its oscillator and change line at 24.45 and 24.25. So that's your resistance level out there. You're trading into the daily swing point that has 6 million shares. You're doing it so far with 1.4. So you're pushing in that swing point with lighter volume. Resistance likely to hold out here. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count top. Now, what price should do here, Jambalaya, is price should pull back to its green oscillator and change line at 1772. And that'll remain in place unless that TD9 count top gets taken out and the daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, both with the same price point because they both topped at basically the same time, which is the price point at 26.07. Monthly chart or longer term here looks good. You've got a profile change in trend out here. It looks like it wants to head higher. So, and it may have bottomed. You know, the weekly might not get back to that level. If it had more volume today, pushing that swing point, you know, I'd have a different opinion. Right now, just a consolidation at that daily profile level. Let's look at SBET here. This is from McGuppy inside the Tiger's Den. SBET, what is this doing? Well, it's trading on a weekly basis above its green oscillator and change line. So you'd like to see it close above 1563 out there. That would be a bullish outcome. The daily time frame, I think we had mentioned this had formed a TD9 count bottom. I'm back here on June the 13th. Price is back inside its profile. It likely wants to go at least close the gap. In order to do that, it's likely going to trade up to 30.33. That doesn't mean that's where that rally would end out there. And the monthly time frame, not really helping us out a ton. Folks, that was wonderful. Love to do that. Hey, please stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you on Terrific Thursday, 11 a.m. sharp. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Be safe out there. Take care.